breathtakingly beautiful.
The best outdoor event there is.
Awesome, extreme, steep challenge.
I attempted to run it once last year and I only made it 2/3 of the way around. So this is my second attempt.
Redemption.
Yeah, revenge. Yeah, absolutely. I had a midlife crisis when I was about 10 years ago, age 42, ran for a bus, missed it and thought I need to start getting fit, and I just got more and more addicted to running. So, but I've also got slower and slower as time's gone on. So, but I run further and further. I try to run further and further, and I love the hill. I love being out in the hills. So, you know, running in the hills, that's what I try and do. I've only done a handful of events of this length. This is the longest thing I will have ever done when I complete it tomorrow. And the fact that it's been going for a long time, it's run by the Scouts, you know, I think that's what makes it unique. And there are lots of long events, but this is well organised. It is, you know, it's great, fantastic. And it's in Yorkshire, yeah. It's a great route, you know, over those hills. It beats the Three Peaks, the Yorkshire Three Peaks route, hands down, definitely. It's a bit longer though. It's the Type 2 fun, isn't it? It's fun when you look back at it. It's not so much fun at the time. It's the sense of achievement afterwards. That's what it is for me. I think to prove that I can do that.
This year I'm doing a combination of checkpoints and kit check, which obviously kit check to make sure that everyone's got what they're meant to have. They sign up, they hopefully do some training, they've hopefully done something similar somewhere else, otherwise it's a big shock. Turn up on Friday night, register, and we do kit check. They either sleep here, disappear somewhere else, appear at Ingleton in the morning. They pick up the tally, which is the plastic disc that they get clipped everywhere, which is a record of where they go. They pick up an orange wristband, which is part of the Felltrack system that pinpoints where they are at every checkpoint. They also collect a tracker, which happens to be one like this that I have in my pocket. So they collect one of these as well, and this pinpoints them at pretty much every point of where they are. Felltrack has built-in systems to say it should take this long to get from here to there, and if they don't, they then become overdue hikers. We can start then looking for that number and sort of go, well, we saw them there and now they've gone wandering off that way. That's not where they should have gone. So we know ultimately where they are. The sweep team can go seek them out, or we can give them a phone call if they're in signal and things like that. So theoretically we know where everyone is. It's traditional. It's a self-navigating event, although many people now use GPX files and share them, so it does take a little bit of the map and compass work out of it. But ultimately there isn't a route, there are checkpoints to go to. And so long as you hit every checkpoint in order and complete the route, you get a completed tally, and it's rather special. And it's one of those things that once it gets into your body, you've done the Fellsman, whether you've worked on it or attempted it or completed it. It just becomes so special because of what it is. And not everyone gets to see all of it because there's a large element of it that it's pitch black or foggy. No sleep, just keep on walking across all of the Yorkshire countryside, up it, down it, over it, through it, in it. Once you've done it, you'll be back. Simple as that.
This is my first time. So, interestingly, I'd heard about the Fellsman. Somebody, I did another race last year, a big race, and she's, well, you know, it's really tough. Have you done the Fellsman? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And she just said, there's just something about this race that is just really special. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Signed up and then went, oh my God, I can't read a map. You know, it's not all on well-known paths. I might be fighting off more than I can chew here. Even though I've done the distance, I'm not really sure whether I might not even finish this race. It's not like, even though they've got checkpoints, it's not like you're around thousands of people running. There's going to be times when you're sort of on your own and there's a vulnerability. I think there's something about coming into doing the trail runner. There's some trail running. I think there's just something sort of quite beautiful about when you get stuck in bad weather or you get to a point and you're like stood and you don't know where you're going. I just think it really, really makes you think about the here and now. And I think that's really, really hard to do anywhere in your life because everybody's always rushing to get. Whereas like you've got to really focus on now. I think it's really, really nice that there's all these manned checkpoints and there's going to be people there to say hello to rather than it just being you out on your own. There's going to be all these people at various points. And I think it's really, really nice that it's a community. It's nice that we're going out. There's loads of people running tomorrow to do it. So you're not on your own. There's a really wonderful community. You can ask all the questions. There's people out there who give you advice and things. And everyone should just come and do a Fellsman because it's a great route.
I sit on top of a very drafty hill looking for people who are lost. At least that's what it seems like. No, I run the hilltop checkpoint of Hell Gap. It's commonly known. And there's a stone track that runs up from the valley, goes over to the other valley. And it's about the only way through where you don't sink up to your knees. So that's where I park the car. Contestants or hikers, whatever you want to call them, will have a little tally that they will put onto a little RFID chip. There's the Fellsman box that they call it the whizzer box. It's the orange box about yay big. And it will read that and say, yes, you're coming. It goes, wee at them. So check in like that. They also have the famous Fellsman tally, which is, everyone who's entered sees a plastic disc about yay big. And we have a different set of clippers each year. We just basically clip them through. My checkpoint officially opens at 2:30, which means I'll be up there and have it set up at least an hour beforehand. I reckon I'd probably get between a half and 2/3 of all the entrants will eventually cross my point. The front runners arrive probably before 4. They'll come throughout the night. And then they'll start dribbing and drabbing off, and there'll not be many through after about 2 AM. We'll get the occasional ones through. And they'll say the sweep team through about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I first did it in 2003. It always filled me with fear, but I keep coming back. But really, the main reason I'm coming back is because it's in the Run Further Ultra Running Championships. 12 ultramarathons in the year, and we choose different events with the organisers' permission to go in our series. So it was really that got me into running in a serious way in 2006. It's unlike anything else because this has some serious, brutal climbs. Some about 45-degree hands and feet job off path. We leave civilization when we leave Ingleton, and then we see civilization again when we arrive at Threshfield at the end. So we're up on the moors, going up and down the hills. Every available hill is steep and a lot of it's off path. You've got to navigate by compass bearings in the dark, and there are so few events that are like that. It's a true fell race. It's like that's what fell racing is all about. But this is over 60+ miles with lots of ascent, lots of climbing. It's almost unique. I've said many times that doing the Fellsman, even though it's like 60+ miles, It's as tough and you feel as used up at the end of it as doing a normal 100-mile trail race. But really, it's a personal challenge. It's a personal challenge. Because in the old days, it was mostly just hikers, there are very few runners at all. And it's only in recent decades, probably helped by the Run Further series, that more runners take part. Well, I started off, but I was struggling right on the first climb, unfortunately. I've done it many times before, but so after the second climb, I had to stop a few times and look at the view to catch my breath. And on the descent to Kingsdale, I decided to call it a day there because there's no point trying to flog myself because I know the next climb is extremely steep. So I thought, I know the pattern, I know what's happening, so I'll retire and I'll try and make myself useful back at base in a voluntary capacity. I was on the finish desk for the first 10 plus people to come in. I absolutely love it because I get reward through their success. I almost live their success with them and to see them finish. Yeah, after that, then I'd spent a night in the kitchen, all the work that goes into it, and you get to see what people do, what they achieve, the hikers. It's amazing. I'm coming back next year. I hope to start and see how far I get. There's no other event like it. It's a fantastic family and everyone supports each other.
I was the fastest lady this year at the Fellsman. I came second last year, and that was the first time I'd done it, so this is my second attempt. I think it's the first big thing that I've won, so yeah, I'm really, really happy, and yeah, had a good day, had a good race. It's brilliant. I think a lot of ultras are a bit more traily, there's more kind of paths and tracks and stuff, whereas the Fellsman, there's a lot of kind of off-piste through tussocks, and yeah, there's a bit more navigational challenge and a bit more ground rough challenge. It's just an amazing event. It's kind of unique in the way it's organised and the way the food is amazing, and it's all volunteers. We're just really happy. So it's just a lovely thing to be part of. And you can walk it, so you don't have to run. And yeah, it's a really lovely thing to do. So yeah, give it a
go. So this is the prize for the Fellsman, which is a 60-mile navigational ultra race through the Yorkshire Dales. It's one of the finest prizes in ultra running, I would say. I had a very good run yesterday, and I was able to win the race. It's a fantastic route. I mean, you see the absolute best of the Yorkshire Dales. It takes you through some wonderful scenery. Got a bit of everything. It's got bogs, it's got hills, it's got some challenging navigation. It's usually got some weather. So yeah, it's a really good, well-rounded challenge. I like to run it as fast as I can, but there's loads and loads of people in the race who are just there to get round it, take the time. It's definitely one to try.